August 23, 2016, a suspected drug user in Pasay City, Philippines was killed by policemen as he was about to surrender. This amateur video captures the incident that happened after 1 a.m. "Officer, please don't shoot," a woman can be heard screaming. "Mind your own business," a policeman shouts back. With gunshots in the background, the suspect pleads for mercy. But the 22-year-old is killed in cold blood. Eric Sison is one of over 2,000 people who have been extrajudicially killed in a war against drugs started by the newly elected President Rodrigo Duterte. A day after this incident, the Coconuts TV team flew to Manila to attend Eric's wake. We started at the Manila Police District Headquarters in Ermita, where reporters on the crime beat gather every night for a briefing on the next day's possible front-page stories. We joined journalists from local and foreign publications and drove through a dark and apocalyptic-feeling capital city in the middle of monsoon season. This is the neighborhood where police found Eric Sison, who made his living from driving a pedicab. We walked through the narrow alleys of this slum area and after a few twists and turns found where friends of Eric from his village had gathered to send him off. It was here where Eric was gunned down in an incident that's been dubbed police overkill by the media. His wife and friends left food offerings on his coffin, as well as a chick, which Filipinos believe will hasten justice for those who have died violently. The slippers he was wearing when he died are one of the few physical things his friends have to remind them of Eric. His wife, Rachel Bermoy, had already been interviewed by 2 reporters before we sat down with her. She said her husband never used drugs and was innocent. He had a clean record, she said, and the police had conspired to kill him.
Sidecar boy lang po asawa ko. Binubuhay po kami noon dahil sa side. Tinakbayan po siya. Ang sabi ng asawa ng mga pulis na puntahan ako sa bahay namin. Para alam ko. Pero parang may bumulong sa asawa ko na dadali nga daw siya sa presinto, pero iba yung kutob ng asawa. Kasi po, kung talaga pong pupunta sila sa bahay namin, dapat po pupusasan siya. Hindi pinatakbo siya kasi pinagbabaril.
Police later told reporters that they found drugs and a gun in Eric's possession, but his wife said that was impossible.
Sakit na ng ulo ko sa ganyang baril-baril na yun.
After Eric was gunned down, one police officer went back to their house.
Pumanik po yung isang pulis sa bahay namin. Kala ko nga po magpapaputok Kasi yung anak ko po talaga nandun po sa kwarto. Siya lang mag-isa tulog. Sabi ko na lang po sa pulis, please, kuya, huwag ka po magpaputok. Natutulog po yung anak ko.
Coconuts TV asked the Philippine National Police's spokesperson, General Leonardo Carlos, for their side of the story.
They were given audio evidence. It can be used in that case. Example, lumabas yung audio evidence na yon. Can you identify kung kanino mga boses yon? So can you say really, are you an expert to say that is a sound of a gun, di ba? Or are we will be able to look at na yan pala hampas na ng tsinelas? So we will look for experts.
The 3 cops involved in the incident, plus their boss, were relieved of their positions a day after Eric's death. We revisited the scene of the crime and asked the village chairman and some witnesses, whose identity we have to hide because they are underage, what happened that night.
Naka-headset siya, naka-stop yung police bus dyan. Tapos kinapaan siya yung si Kamak, nagtanong, sabi, taga saan to? Taga dito yan. Dadalhin muna namin to. Pakitawag na lang yun sa asawa, puntahan na lang. Eh yun, siguro nakaluwag konti, tumakbo.
Yung naka-jacket.
The witnesses said Eric had a few drinks. He was on his feet and resting his head on a pedicab when a police officer sidled up to him and frisked him. The witnesses claimed that the officer told him to make a run for it and then fired a warning shot. 3 cops chased him inside this interior alley, which was deserted at the time. Eric ran and managed to climb up a roof. But he ended up inside his neighbor's house and he died in this spot where the electric fan now stands. The autopsy report revealed that he was shot 14 times. A witness who is now in hiding said Eric, unarmed and cowering, was shot like an animal.
The outcome, you are not sure, which means that Filipinos should ever be ready not only to recognize that there is going to be a lot of pain and suffering, but that in the end, we, all of us, have to work even harder.
Some in the Philippines rejoice that a strong leader is tackling the country's catastrophic drug crisis. Others say that the main danger to the country is the president himself. In the next episode, we explain the genesis and reasoning behind Duterte's drug war.
Coconuts TV.